Welcome back to the Duder Podcast. Apparently, T-Money wants to make his debut, or not his debut, but he's back again. He showed up last week. Tate Bailey in the house.
Yeah. Say hi.
Hi.
You know, say good night to everybody and
Good night.
Hi, buddy.
Merry Christmas.
he's in a skivvies.
Was he? Did he end up happy at Thanksgiving last week that there were no dogs?
Yes, he was. He was extremely happy, no dogs, and he got to run around like a chicken with his head cut off all night.
Okay, so like I said, we were going to come back and we were going to get into the mailbag because there was only one thing from Twitter. I didn't get any emails or anything. One thing from Twitter, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to read this and we're going to go from there. The boss dog himself tweeted on Friday morning. He must have listened to our episode shortly before, but he said, good episode. He didn't say great episode. He just said good episode. Good episode, Bailey's. Didn't know Tate Dog was a miniature version of Elvis. Wow. Now to watch the heels take down your domers. Hashtag go heels. Hashtag Duder Nation. I let that one slide. Because then he came out with UNCVND gonna be a good one. Hashtag go heels. Hashtag howl greater than book.
Who's that?
That was Boston.
No, who's Howell?
I guess that was North Carolina's quarterback.
Oh, okay. See, Antwerp has no idea what the greater than or less than symbol means.
So this is during the game, I see this and I decided I felt like I needed to respond. There are times where I don't respond just because I don't want 65 notifications. I don't want blocked, things like that.
I mean, you're a professional.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate that.
And you are far from unprofessional.
I said, and I think the Irish were pulling away at this point, and I just said, B, your hashtag game is weak, but the Irish are not. Hashtag book for Heisman. And then at the end of the game, Boston said, congrats, Irish are legit. So you're telling me it took him, Boston, it took the Irish to beat North Carolina for you to think they were legit?
I think that's what I sent him, wasn't it?
I didn't see it. I don't know.
I was just going to ask him what point was his favorite point that North Carolina scored in the second half.
Of your 28 rushing yards in the entire game, which one was your favorite? For those of you not watching on YouTube, Elvis just put up the big donut for the amount of points that North Carolina scored in the second half.
I don't even know if they got a first down, did they?
Yeah, I think they did.
But
I will say this, they kicked their own dicks on penalties.
Yeah, they did.
You know, one thing we didn't talk about was Kyle Hamilton. We played that whole second half without Kyle Hamilton in the secondary, and we shut him out.
That's pretty solid. Houston Griffin came in and he played safety really well. He should. Hell, he's a 4 and 5 star coming in, so he's a nice ball player. How'd you like that hit, though?
I mean, it was targeting. Not much you can do about it.
It was textbook 1995 hit. Perfect. My dad would have got a little chub in his pants if he seen that.
I think he did.
Speaking of my dad, as soon as I say chub, he sends me a text message.
Gross.
Wow.
Can we not
must.
His chub.
Did he really text you?
Yeah, it said something. I couldn't read it. I can't read and talk at the same time.
Oh, that's right. You're doing this. Gotcha. All right. Anybody want to do some picks?
Yeah, let's do them.
Okay, but I got to go back to I got to get out of my full screen here, and I got to go back to my trusty
PDF. Dang it.
Excel file, Elvis. I don't mess
Is
with
that-
PDFs.
Is a PDF the same thing as an spread file?
Nope.
It's about the same thing as you writing a 10-page paper about Aaron in 6th grade.
I did,
I
motherfucker.
tried maybe
I got
10
an
pages.
A- on it from Berlin Rex. It was probably
Yeah.
6 pages. I don't think it was 10. It was 6. It was my thesis about Henry Hammer and Hank Aaron from Mobile, Alabama. I'll find it and I'll show it to you at Christmas.
Only you
I-
would
my-
have a paper that you wrote in 6th grade.
I think Mom and Dad still have it on the fridge at home.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It was a masterpiece.
It was. I only plagiarized 5 out of the 6 pages.
See, you were right. Hey, Elvis, before you got on here, the 3 of us were discussing this about whether you wrote this or not.
I did. I swear on my kids' eyes. It was really good paper. I like doing stuff like that when it has to do with sports, but when it's got something about to do with Charlotte's Web, no thanks. Because Charlotte's Web's not even real. Wasn't Charlotte like a horse or something?
She was
A cow?
she was a spider.
That wasn't Charlotte, was it?
What? Charlotte's Web? Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a horse stuck in a web named Charlotte.
Oh, and he'd be stuck in my web.
Elvis, Tara couldn't remember which subject you were good at because you cheated at all of them.
Grandpa Lee always told me if you aren't cheating, you aren't trying.
Oh my gosh.
I would like to thank Anessa Beringer, Tom Metz, Shane Berlin, and Carmen Art. Those are all the people that was around me in like all my classes. So I would either beat them up or tell them I'm gonna get every answer from you, and they said yes, sir.
Yep.
I bet
Wow.
Bird looked at you and laughed.
Hell no, Bird got me through almost all high school.
I figured. Oh boy.
Other than that, I'm pretty smart.
Jesus Christ.
Let's get to the picks.
Okay.
Screw Charlotte's Web. Still, I think she was still a horse.
Our picks last week. The winner for the week was Curtis and Dougie Fresh tied at 10-5. Followed by LK at 9-6. I went 8-7. Elvis went 7-8, and Tara went 6-9. Yeah, she
I
did.
did that on purpose.
I think she did.
Oh boy, yeah, we had an interesting week last week.
Wait till I tell Mom and Dad.
I'm so
current-
grounded.
The current standings are as follows. Curtis is in the lead at 116 and 84. I'm in second all by my lonesome at 110 and 90. Elvis is in third at 109 and 91. LK at 108 and 92. And Dougie Fresh bringing it from the back, 106 and 94.
You know what? Those guys' picks would be probably a heck of a lot better if they'd ever be on here.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? I have no picks. Nobody sent me anything.
Sounds like they're shut out.
So luckily, all the games that we have this week, all the college games I picked were on Saturday. All the NFL games I think are on Sunday, maybe the Monday night game. So we have time. We have time to get them from them. If I don't have them by a certain time, we will shut them out. Sound good?
Just like the horse races. Don't be shut out. What the heck was that? Is that
Tara's
your
doorbell.
PDF file?
Yeah.
It was my PDQ file.
Is that my phone? My phone.
I thought it was Tara's doorbell.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably mom hearing that you got a 6-9 record last week.
I did ask Tara if there was a
mortified.
way we could do this live, but apparently you have to pay for it, and we're not there yet. We are almost. Oh, we had 43 plays on our episode last week. That's 43 on Anchor. And something I can't quite figure out is the video we posted to YouTube. Part 1, which is the first segment, has 38 plays. Part 2 only has 30. So maybe everybody saw Elvis put that Bears jersey on and just say, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna watch anymore."
What about my IU jersey this week? It
Well,
barely fits, but it looks good.
it looks like the exact replica that Jared Jeffries wore.
It is. I think it's his jersey. It's a little
probably
snug,
the
but
same size. Yeah, I was gonna say
it feels good.
it's a little snug, Air Tiger.
It is.
So that's what
That's
we
because
had.
I'm sitting down. If I stood up, I'd look really ripped.
All right, let's do this. I got to get to the damn spreadsheet PDF. All right.
I knew it was a PDF.
Oh, my phone's stupid. It's broke. Okay. First game features the weekly favored by at least 20 or more points Ohio State Buckeyes. Favored by 24 this week at Michigan State. Don't anybody rush to make a pick here.
Normally, don't you say who's picking?
Well, normally, but because we don't really have a guest this week, we're all kind of regulars. I'm just going to kind of, fine. I'm taking Ohio State because Michigan State is garbage.
Just coming off that big win, Michigan State, big win over Northwestern. Ohio State, another week off. 24 is a big spread. I'll take the Buckeyes, though.
It's a big spread, he says.
Who you got, Take?
I pick Ohio State, unfortunately.
I'm going to go Buckeyes as well. John L. Smith isn't a very good football coach anymore.
Ever since that
Good
half playoff, he's never been the same.
Oh, he hasn't.
Where in the hell is it? Okay. Next up, the Rockets, Toledo at -10 at Northern Illinois. I'm taking Toledo because Northern Illinois is not good, and the Rockets need to win.
Northern Illinois is not very good, but Toledo can never beat them. I'm going Toledo anyway.
All right, Doug.
Give me Northern Illinois.
Douglas.
I don't have a lot of
Good
faith.
call. Hey, is this at DeKalb?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know
That
what the
might be a
weather
good
report
pick.
is. Noon game, and I don't know what the weather report is, but DeKalb is wide open. So
Just like my prom date.
I went with Toledo. They better not let me down this week.
Yeah. True.
next we got Texas A&M -7 at Auburn.
I'm going Aggies. I'm so sick and tired of picking Auburn because they never cover, and
I
they're
am
terrible.
too. I just get hosed every week. I'm taking A&M.
Same.
Me too.
Okay, this week's Tara Bailey special, the Bowling Green State University douchebags at Akron. Akron, I'm sorry, but if you're only favored by 2.5 against Bowling Green at home, you must suck too.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tiki.
God, it's so hard to pick Bowling Green. Do you see
It's
that?
even harder to say goodbye to yesterday.
But right back there is my diploma. Will they take it away if I pick Akron? I actually, I picked Akron. Bowling Green just sucks. They hurt me last week. They cut me deep.
Like I was saying, if you're only favored by 2.5 against Bowling Green at home, you must suck too. My upset special of the week, I done did it again. Bowling Green, I'm taking BG.
I'm proud of you.
I'm gonna go with the
Savor
zip.
the flavor because it sure as hell won't happen again. Dougie,
Give me the zips.
What song were you referring to a few minutes ago?
which one?
Boys to
I don't
Men.
know.
Boys to
It's so hard to say.
You gonna
Is
break
this
it
time?
up? It
Is
is.
this time for my singing?
Go for it.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I thought Bill Gates and me for memory to be my sunshine after the rain. I'm going Akron Zips.
Wow. Okay.
So maybe we figured out also why people stopped watching the second one. Did Elvis sing in the second one?
Elvis hasn't sang in about. It's been a while since he sang. Oh, when he sang nursery rhymes.
Last week,
What'd you sing last week?
John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh,
Then you said
fuck,
then
I
he said it was
forgot
Tom
about
Petty.
Because it was Tom Petty.
And the Indiana Girl and Indiana Time,
No.
Indiana Crimes.
No.
Oh my, oh hell yeah! Better put on that party dress. How can you forget that? That was my singing debut.
No, I'm gonna tell you. A while back, you sang nursery rhymes.
I did.
Yeah, you were teaching Kurt some
That's a
nursery
good
rhymes
one.
to you were writing your own for Kurt to sing to Willow.
That's right.
Oh my God. I don't know if I got any more left in me for the rest of this episode. That was just too much. Indiana Girl, Indiana Time, Elvis writing his own Cougar Mellencamp songs over there.
I thought you said it was Tom Petty.
It was Tom Petty, but you're making up words
Oh.
like it's somebody else.
Oh, I couldn't remember who it was. Why you gotta yell?
Because you couldn't hear me earlier, so I'm yelling.
Oh, okay.
All right. And what is the game of the week? Syracuse at Notre Dame, the Irish favored by 34.
Use.
That was
Oh,
pretty
Doug.
quick, Douglas.
Jeez,
I already looked
Doug.
at the line. Already looked at the line, Q's.
I'm gonna go Syracuse also because I think Notre Dame might pull everybody at halftime because they don't want to get anybody hurt for the ACC championship game.
You get a week off.
Yeah, but somebody breaks Ian Book's leg, it's going to take more than a week to walk that one off.
Well, unlike Elvis, I'm not pulling out at halftime.
God.
I'm taking the Irish.
Pull and pray, baby.
I'm going to the Irish too.
63-3.
Gee, I hope it is. With no injuries.
Did you take Syracuse, Elvis?
Yes.
You bad mamma jamma. All right. And Doug Rakes' new favorite team, the Liberty Insurance people at Coastal Carolina. Coastal -8.
I think that game was pulled, I believe.
Was?
Yeah, I think it's now BYU.
Coastal Carolina and BYU.
Oh, for real skis?
I can see if I got a line on it yet.
It's going to have to. Seriously. Not
Mhm.
Liberty, Liberty, Liberty.
No, I think Liberty has some COVID issues.
Sure, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
I must have been eating ice cream or something.
Yeah.
Again, folks, best part about being an adult is eating ice cream for supper whenever I want.
It's still on here, but they must not have updated it.
I'll tell you what. Let's make it. Then BY. Where's it at? Is it at Coastal?
This one was supposed to be at Coastal, so I'm guessing, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just say either way. Let's just call it even. Even up.
I'll go with the Cougars, BYU.
Cougs. I'm taking BYU, but only because Doug reminded me they are the Cougars. And they are dum 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 dum. You guys didn't get that
Yeah.
reference? Okay.
Huh.
Had to watch the Mormon South Park episode to get it. Sorry. Dum 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 dum.
I am a cougar, so I will go with the Cougars. too.
Oh, snap.
I am going to go with the pasty white Mormons.
The Fighting Mitt Romneys. Did you get that? Did you get that reference, Elvis?
The fighting Manti Te'os.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh.
Mitt Romney is Mormon. He's from Utah.
For show.
Sean Bradley's.
Yeah, 7'6"ers.
But who's the best player to ever come out of BYU football?
Jim McMahon.
Jimmy Mack. You can argue Steve Young all you want. It's Jimmy Mack.
Because he's the first out the limo.
Next up, West Virginia at Iowa State. Iowa State favored by 7.
Ooh. I'm gonna go the Cyclones. They're just barely covering each week too. That's the only thing that scares me.
I'm sticking with Matt Campbell. I'm sticking with him all the way. Until he's the
That
next
dude
head
needs
coach.
some.
Until he's the next head coach at Michigan, then I'm going to kick him in the nards.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
For his sake, I hope it doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
I went
Doug or
with-
Thera?
I went with Iowa State.
Gosh, they look good right now, but something tells me they're not going to cover. I think they're going to win by like 4. I'm going to go with the Mountaineers.
All righty. Next up, Indiana at Wisconsin. Wisconsin favored by 14. I thought even without IU, with IU's quarterback being, I thought 14 was a lot of points.
Who is their quarterback now? Because they
Jared
didn't they run
Jeffries.
didn't they run Wildcat all last week then after Penix was out?
I don't know. I didn't watch
I
it.
didn't watch it.
Who'd they play last
Oh.
week?
Maryland.
Maryland,
Okay.
and they absolutely pummeled them.
I'm taking IU. I
I'm gonna
think if
go-
IU loses, I think it's gonna be by a touchdown. I think it's gonna be a close game.
I'm going to go Wisconsin.
At Camp Randall, Wisconsin.
I picked Wisconsin.
But that freaking Indiana coach is intense.
I like him.
He is. What's his name? Allen.
I think
Man,
so.
Yeah.
he'd be a fun guy to play for because he just gets in your ass and just chews it, and I love that.
Not in a Jerry Sandusky kind of way, though, right?
God.
No.
Okay,
I
just
hope
making
not.
sure. Because you said get in your ass and choose it.
You know what I meant. Like an Iron Mike Bailey ass chewing.
And there's nothing like one of those.
No.
Old school.
Doug, you give old fashioned ass chewings?
Not as often. When I first took over, they were pretty frequent, but we needed to. And with this team, it was a veteran group, and it kind of has been the last few years. It's a little bit different. So, I mean, it wouldn't need be, but we didn't need to do it very often with these guys.
were those ass chewings ones like 10 seconds after you did it, your eyeballs were pounding and your temple was pounding?
We have a couple of stories. It seems like each of us coaches has had one of those moments, at least one over the last few years. But a couple of them where you got to step back after you do it and take a few deep breaths because you feel like maybe you're gonna pass out. I don't know if you've breathed in 30, 45 seconds.
I think I've been the recipient of a few of those.
Well, I have too.
I've caught some.
Makes you a better man.
I've caught some Iron Mike Baileys, and I've had me some. A couple of Dave Blue ass chewings where I came out with little pepper chew flakes.
Copenhagen.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
What he didn't know was I would scrape them off and slide them in.
Put them in.
Get my fix. Dave, I used to make you chew my ass on purpose just so I could have a dip.
Oh, that's funny.
We've had some Ralph Roofer, and Bob Olin, Ken Whalen. We had some. I mean, I don't know.
Some hard asses, didn't you?
Yeah, you couldn't really get away from it there back then. You're gonna get it no matter what sport you played.
What about Troy Maryland?
Troy never coached. I taught under Troy. I taught under him. I mean, with us, he came out and volunteered a little bit, but he was limited because of being a principal at the time. But I really enjoyed Troy.
He was a junior high coach when I was in school,
Okay.
and oh my god, his face would get as red as my shirt, and I get laughing now, but oh god, he would get his face would be purple, red. Even during, he was our industrial arts teacher, and somebody was screwing. Oh my god, he would just chew and chew. It'd be funny.
Thera and I's lockers were right across from his room our senior year. And I got a couple of ass chewings from him. I don't know why. I didn't have him for class. I think he just felt like chewing my ass, really. Anywho, back to the picks, if I can find it again. Miami minus 14.5 at Duke.
Hurricanes for me.
Miami here.
I'm gonna have to support my almost first brother-in-law, Recty, and go with the Hurricanes. Oh,
sorry, Doug. If you didn't get the reference, we'll tell you about it off camera. I too am going for the U because I'm rooting for a Miami Notre Dame ACC championship games. Catholic versus convicts. We owe them from a few years ago.
Yeah.
We owe them some serious ass whooping from a few years ago. I'm going with the U. The last college matchup. Boy, Garrett, what a game Garrett had last week, huh?
I think I called it.
You called every single bit of it. I called a pick six on top, but it didn't happen.
I don't think he had a forced fumble though.
Oh, he didn't?
I don't he might have. I can't remember. I looked at the box score, but he might have forced one, but he didn't recover it.
He must have been hungrier in hell to get out there.
He's I texted him, then he called me, and he said, "What do you got for me?" He said, "No, don't tell me." He said, "I want to play the game, then I'll listen to the podcast afterwards." So hopefully he did, but I told him I was going to predict what he does each week now.
All right,
be a benchmark.
Well, they're going to New Mexico this week. New Mexico hasn't won a game, and they're favored by 17.5.
Is that the Fighting Bob Davies?
Does he still coach there?
Is he still? I don't know.
Maybe Tyrone Willingham's there now.
Could be. Charlie Weiss is there, maybe.
He's the assistant. Charlie Weiss is the head of catering.
and mouth crusties.
I was the
I'm
one
gonna go.
that- when
I'm
Chuck
gonna go
Weiss got
Wyoming.
when Chuck Weiss got wiped out on the sidelines. I thought his leg broke and gravy was going to pour out it.
But instead it was well, that white stuff that's inside Twinkies.
Yeah,
Really gross.
Like marshmallow fluff.
I'm gonna go Wyoming,
Okay.
and Garrett's gonna have 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and he's gonna have 4 solo tackles and 2 half tackles, or assisted tackles. I'm sorry. He's gonna be all rounded again.
All right.
I will go Wyoming as well.
I have Wyoming.
Did you? Okay, I thought. Okay, we are now on to the NFL. I went ahead with just 5 games. If the NFL games are getting shoved past Tuesday, I just wipe them off. So last week I just wiped off the Ravens Steelers game in order to have picks for you for this week. So our first matchup, the Saints going to Atlanta, and they're giving up 3. Atlanta's kind of on a roll, aren't they? They put up some points last week.
Yeah, they looked really. What was that? Las Vegas they went to and throttled them.
It was at
Yeah.
home. It was at Atlanta, but they killed them.
Oh, it was at Atlanta. Okay.
They were dogs, home dogs, and beat them by, what was it, 40-6 or 3, something like that. They killed them.
What's up with the Raiders?
They were playing well.
I know they were playing really good, and how the hell do you throw an egg like that against a Civ defense like the
Yeah.
Falcons?
Yeah, I don't know. Gosh, it's a tough one to pick.
Well, I'm taking Atlanta because I think they're rolling, and I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I haven't even picked for this one. I wasn't sure. I'll go Saints. Sorry to interrupt. I'll go
Did you say Bears? Bears.
Bears.
I'll take the Bears.
The Bears. Saints. I don't care.
I'll go with the Saints as well.
What'd you say that
3.
was it 3? I'm gonna go New Orleans.
Okay, we got the Lions at the Bears. Bears giving up 3. The Bears are favored this week.
Oh yeah, Mitchell
And
Trubisky rolls.
Shit's done hit the fan in Detroit. They've got a new interim head coach.
Who is it? Jim Caldwell.
I don't know. But I'm taking the Bears. I don't think I picked the Bears all year. I'm taking the Bears.
Lions.
Douglas.
I-
Oh my.
If you go back, Doug's pretty much picked opposite of me over half the games.
I gotta go Bears.
Bears.
That's the only team Mitchell Trubisky plays good against.
Who do you think I'm going for?
Bears.
Bears.
Okay.
The Lions might be a little, I don't know. Are they worse than us?
Next up, the Cleveland Browns at Tennessee. Tennessee giving up 5.5.
They've been rolling. But Cleveland's been playing well too. Man, that's a tough one. Where is it? Tennessee?
At Tennessee.
5.5. I'm going to go with the Browns.
I took the Titans.
I as well am gonna go with the Titans.
Go with the Browns.
You're my brown-eyed girl.
Colts
I'm talking about brown eyes.
minus 3 at the Texans.
Colts.
I'm gonna go Colts. Colts.
I took
Houston's
the Colts
gonna
as
be
well.
Houston's gonna be terrible with no wide receiver now.
They don't have one wide receiver on the whole team.
No, because the Irish kid
Will
tested
Fuller.
positive for PEDs. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm going with Colts, even though I hate the Colts. They're fair
We know,
weather
Tara.
fans.
We know you hate the Colts.
Hey, they're fair weather fans.
All right, Doug, what you got?
Colts. I think this is the third week in a row they've been 3-point favorites. I think.
I think you might be right. I have to go back and look at the PDF, but yeah, probably. And our last NFL game for the week, our final game to pick tonight, the Doug Rake special, the Buffalo Bills minus 3 at your Niners.
Niners still not all the way healthy. I'm gonna go with the Bills.
I'm going with Josh Allen, starting quarterback, Hicksville Fighting Dongers, who are on how many games we won in a row now? We've won 5 in a row. We are cooking. We are on all cylinders. If we could just find somebody to take Lamar off our hands, we'd be good to go. I'm taking the Bills.
Bills.
Me as well. Bills.
Across the board. Bills. All right. Well, 4 of the 7 pickers this week have their picks locked in. That's a lock. Oh, I got to move. All right. Also, I'd like to extend an invitation to anybody who is interested in sponsoring any of our segments on here. I'd be glad to write you an ad for a fee, of course. Heaven forbid that I have to sponsor every single damn one of these segments. We've got the Ask the Beatettes segment, looking for a sponsor. Elvis's Trivia, looking for a sponsor there too. And if we get a sponsor for the picks, that'd be cool as well. You guys got anything to add?
Rakes and Rakes Law Firm would be a perfect sponsor.
I don't know if there are 2 Rakes attorneys around here. No, one.
You and your son, we can just make up that you guys are.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right.
No, private investigators. That'd be even cooler.
Yeah.
Rakes and Rakes, PI.
Magnum PI and Little Magnum PI.
Anything to add?
No. What's Dougie, you getting him any shoes for Christmas?
No. I think a new TV, and then tell you what,
Jeez.
kids are tough to buy for.
When they got everything, isn't it?
It seems like it, and then they don't tell you what they want. It's like,
How big a TV you going?
they were running deals on them at Walmart, so we got a 50 incher. He has like a little, it's probably like a 32, and probably not even that big, just a real small TV right now.
That's a
good
serious
dad.
upgrade.
Big upgrade. Yeah, I figured he could take it to college with him.
Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, considering I've got a 24 in the lab here. I can barely see it.
And the crazy thing is those 50-inch TVs aren't much bigger than the old 32-inch TVs, like lengthwise and stuff.
Right? They're not as heavy.
No, heck no, they're like 8 pounds.
Glancing at my notes here, I guess I wanted to give one more shout out to fan of the podcast, Luke Krause, who started out the year pretty damn good for Dougie's Apaches. I made sure to give him some love on Twitter the other night, and We want to make sure that he's always done well by us. We want to make sure we do the same by him. That's going to do it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he's player of the game, wasn't he?
He had a nice game.
He said 20
Player
points. And
24, 22
Yeah.
points, something
I
like
think
that.
so.
he's been high scorer
got-
in both games.
I think he got a free T-shirt too.
From us?
He's
Or
No,
from
from
Don TV?
from Don TV,
Nice. All
my
right.
live sports.
Right on. That's going to do it for this installment of the Duder Podcast. Thank you all for listening. We ask that if you are listening via iTunes, please download, subscribe, rate, review. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and our email address, duderpodcast@gmail.com. If you leave a review, I will read it on the air. The Duder Podcast is a Beat 2K production, created, written, and produced by me, Rob Bailey. Executive producers are Mike Bailey, Lindsey Keys, and Doug Billman, with editing assistance by Mason Hosteller and Thera Bailey. Contributing producers are Dave Blue, Boston Waltenberger, Steve Bechtel, and Doug Rakes. Hair and makeup by the birthday boy, Ravenscroft graduate Curtis Metz. This is Beat signing off. You've been listening to the Duder Podcast.